Good morning, everybody from sunny Jerusalem. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about, well, some things that were on my mind. This week on my radio program on Leap of Faith, I interviewed a friend of mine. His name is Elam Bar Shalom. And in his story about his Tshuva journey, he talked about how he had this moment where he had a near-death experience. And even though that wasn't enough to get him to believe in God, it gave him this sense that he had something more to do in this world. And it happened at a time that for him was very crucial. He had just gone through some really hard things, and he was, I think, feeling like he was wondering, what's the point of going on? Every morning, the Jewish people say a prayer. It's called the Modeh Ani prayer, or if you're a woman, Modah Ani, which is the feminine. And if you are Jewish and you don't say this prayer every morning, or even if you're not Jewish, I highly, highly recommend that you get in the habit of saying Modeh Ani every morning. But the Modeh Ani prayer starts with the words Modeh Ani, which is grateful am I. And we could have a whole class, a whole talk about why it says Modeh Ani instead of Ani Modeh, having to do with the need to, as soon as we open our eyes and we're conscious of our existence in the world another day, we're conscious of our own existence, but we need to put that kind of on the back burner and become conscious of God's existence. So we say Modeh Ani rather than Ani Modeh. But anyway, Modeh Ani lefanecha, I am grateful before you. Ani Modeh Ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayom, eternal and living King, shehechazarta bi nishmati, because you have returned my soul to me. Bechemla, in compassion. Rabba emunatecha, great is your faith. Now, a lot of times, usually that's translated as great is your faithfulness, but there's another understanding of the word. And I talked about this in the radio show, but I just felt it was so important that I wanted to talk about it again. And that is this idea, there's an alternative understanding of Rabba emunatecha, great is your faith, great is your faithfulness. Rather, great is your faith in me. That you've given me another day. You've put my soul back inside of me, so to speak. You've given me consciousness one more day, because I was created with a purpose. You, my friends, were each created with a purpose. You live, you exist, no matter how hard a time that you're having, you have a purpose for being here. God gave you another day because He believes that the world needs not just your presence, but your gifts and your talents and your compassion and everything that you bring to the world. The world needs that another day, and you still have a job to do that you haven't finished. And some of us are pretty clear on what that job is, and some of us are not so clear on what that job is. And that's part of the job, is to figure out what it is that we were created and put on this earth to do, and then to go out and do it. So the fact that you woke up this morning, that you opened your eyes, that you breathed another breath, no matter how hard it is for you to breathe that breath, it's because the world needs you, and you have a job to do in this world today. And if you guys have been watching my lives, the last couple of lives were all about compassion and doing good things and kind things for others. And it's really interesting because the Modeh Ani prayer, before it says Rabba emunatecha, great is your faith, let's say in me, right? It says, you have returned my soul to me, bechemla, in compassion. And we always interpret this as meaning that it's a compassionate thing that you gave me my soul another day. It's a compassionate thing that you gave me another day to live. But I would like to say that there's an alternative understanding to that verse, that word as well. And that is that He gave me a soul that has compassion. And He gave me that soul with compassion for a reason. And He has faith in me that I'm going to use the compassion that He equipped my soul with to complete whatever job it is that I have in this world to do today. So I want to encourage you, if you're having a rough time, if you're wondering, like, what's the point of it all? Why am I even here? I wish the pain would just stop. I wish that life would just be so much smoother and easier. I want to come to you and say that, you are awake, you are alive because you have something to do in this world. God believes in you. And He gave you a soul that's equipped to do the exact job that you need to do in this world. And eventually, even though you're going through a hard time now, eventually you'll see that you went through that pain for a reason, as hard as it was, and now you can fulfill the job that you were created to do in this world. So as I sign off and go on with my day, I want to just encourage you, if you're not in the habit of saying Moda Ani, make that your morning meditation and focus on not just gratitude for all of the good things that you have, but to be grateful for the fact that you were given another day, even though it's tough, even though you're having a hard time. You were given another day because God believes in you. And God believes that you have something to do in this world. And we believe in you. And we need you. And we need you to do what it was that you were created to do in this world, because together we can all make the world an amazing place and bring down the presence of God in this world and fix the world. And so I want to encourage you with a fantastic day, and I'll see you later. Lihitrot.